Welcome to A1 Podcast. Your host, Asif Ali. I'm joined by former Oregon Ducks and now Boise State Broncos running back Cyrus Habibi-Likio. How you doing, Cyrus?
Sir, doing well, man. I'm excited to be here.
100%. Great to have you. So obviously the big news, of your transfer. Talk to me about that. What's going through your mind right now? How you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm stoked. I'm excited. I report in June for summer training. So I'm out here in Cali just training, staying ready. But yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get to work. It's nice, to kind of get a new fresh start and showcase my talents, somewhere else. So I'm excited.
100%. No, there's a lot of reasons to be. Obviously a new start, new system. Somewhere where which might fit your play profile. What kind of went into your decision to kind of make the transfer?
Yeah, a big part was my defensive coordinator at Oregon is actually the head coach at Boise State now. So that was super. That was I guess a big part of why I left. And he took a couple guys from the staff that I was really close with to Boise, so that was huge. I've always had a lot of respect for Boise. I had a lot of big time offers coming out of high school, and I chose to actually take one of my officials to Boise, and I loved it. It was great. But 16, 17-year-old kid, I see Oregon, big time
Yeah,
school, and I want to go experience that. And I had a great time over there too, and made a lot of great plays. And I'm just excited to, you know, go somewhere else and hopefully do the same.
100%, 100%. So you kind of started alluded to your high school career. So we're going to start from the beginning. Obviously, and actually no, this is actually I'll start before that. So you're actually multiracial. You're I know you have the Tonga shirt on, right? So you're
Yeah.
obviously you're half Samoan, you're half Persian, and so I'm actually Pakistani. I'm actually the first player Pakistani sent to play in the Arena League, and so
Oh wow.
obviously yeah. So kind of talk to me about your what was it like for you kind of coming up from a multiracial background? For me it was like once I got to play in this league it was like, all right, I represent something
Yeah.
bigger, you know what I mean? So talk to me about that for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming from a Polynesian background, there's a lot of football players.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a given. It's either football or rugby or something. That's the type of sports we play. So it's in our blood, and I'm super thankful for that. Coming from the Tongan background, there's a lot of great Tongan players out there and Samoan ones too. So they've paved the way. I've always kind of noticed them to be bigger, linebackers or defensive line or offensive line. So I kind of take pride in being a skill position as a Polynesian and kind of
Yeah.
changing the narrative. Troy Polamalu did the same at safety. So I want to do it at running back. And then as far as being Iranian and coming from, the Persian background, I think there's maybe like one or two guys, David Bakhtiari is for the Green Bay Packers. So there's not too many,
Yeah.
and especially us Middle Easterns who play a lot of soccer and, growing up, my parents always on this side, they wanted me to go play soccer, it's less violent and all that. But, coming from a Polynesian background, all we like to do is hit people. So, yeah. And then what also influenced me is my uncles, my dad, they all played football. And even on my mom's side, which is my Iranian side, he played football. So that was a big, huge influence on me. So that's all I've ever wanted to play ever since I was young.
100%, 100%. Yeah, obviously, kind of you allude to it, because a lot of my teammates, because when I played JUCO ball, and kind of actually, when I played JUCO ball back at San Jose College in '08, and also at West Valley College '09, which is where I basically got this ring right here. Basically, kind of your decision to kind of transfer was my decision to transfer from San Jose City to West Valley because my coach Keith Williams, the wide receiver coach, basically left for Fresno State in 2009, right? And now he's basically the passing coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. He just got that gig this year, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
so,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, and then
it's cool.
I think you also know Adam Tafralis by chance, Team
Yeah,
Tap.
yeah, Taff, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I conditioned him in the 2010 offseason when I was training for the Arena League. So that's kind of how I met him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I feel like football, the higher you go, the smaller the circle gets. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
for sure. Yeah, the football world it's a lot smaller than you think,
yeah, it really
especially
is.
the coaching world. It's like super, yeah, super.
Super, Super. And pretty much kind of what you said about kind of the Polynesians, right? Obviously, like, a lot of my teammates, like who play at JUCO, right? I just had a lot of them, guys who I played against yesterday on the show. That's how we got connected, through Maya, and
Yeah.
other guys, because I played against his brother Nate when he was at De Anza. So it's all interconnected, but there's a strong presence of football. So obviously for you, you're kind of like a representative of both, like you said, kind of breaking the narrative of
Yeah.
kind of being like, being like a big D lineman or O lineman. You're kind of being a running back. And it's almost kind of like there are some guys like Tua and also other dudes
Yeah.
who are like kind of Marcus Mariota who are also breaking that mold. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like, yeah. So
It's definitely what I'm trying to do, man.
100%,
Oh,
100%. So you good?
so no, it's just that's the goal. It's
Yeah.
it's dope coming from very strong cultured backgrounds. They're very similar and different at the same time. But I just feel like us Middle Easterns, we take a lot of pride in where we come from. The
Big.
deal.
Yeah.
And
We
then,
already know, baby.
yeah, yes, sir. And then the polys too. Us, we're hard headed, and we love our country. We're prideful. So to be able to take some of that pride and culture, and just the toughness, and to be able to represent the foundation that the people came before us, to represent that, and that they've paved the way, is huge. And to be able to do that through sports and football, it just creates a huge platform, so we can do things like this and talk about it, and people can listen and kind of hear our story. So no, it's dope being Polynesian and Middle Eastern and being able to play football.
Big time, bro. Big time. 100%. One love, right? So,
Yes, sir.
so obviously talking about your early years, kind of was football your first sport, or did you kind of come into it later on?
Yeah.
What was your first sport growing up?
Um, my first sport I ever was actually I was like in a little soccer club at first. I didn't really play actual games. It was just kind of like a training thing I was just doing. Um, but then I started off with flag football. I've always wanted to play football. Like I mentioned earlier, my family, they all played it. But I was also really big into rugby. Rugby's huge for me. I played a lot of rugby growing up, and all throughout high school as well. Um, for a team out in East Palo Alto. So all my Polynesian cousins, they're all over there. So being able to play rugby, and I also, when I was younger, I'd play up in age, and being able to play against older guys. I'd go out there, play rugby, and then I'd come to the football field, and it was super easy. So it transitioned well. And then in high school, I did some long jump, triple jump, and obviously, did some sprints. But I just always felt like all those track guys were just way smaller. I was always like the bigger guy. Like, I'm running sprints. I like look to my left and my right. It's like a guy's like 120. I'm like, yeah, I should not be running this right now. So, I just did track really just to help with football. But those are kind of the main sports. My main sports were rugby and football growing up. And hopefully, when football's over, I'd love to give rugby a try for sure.
100%, man. I mean, rugby's huge also in the Polynesian culture. So I mean, it's good to see that you also have both. I mean, I always played soccer when I was growing up. I was a goalie. That's kind of how like I learned how to like because
Yeah,
you have to block the ball, you got to just be anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, but I mean, I wasn't any good at it. So it's like, and plus, when I played basketball too, bro. I used to like block. They used to call me for moving screens every time because I'm like,
Yeah,
I gotta put my hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's just, yeah. So.
that's exactly why I came to football. I did play like for like sixth grade and seventh grade. I played basketball, and yeah, bro, I couldn't do it. I was getting
Yeah.
fouled.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah,
Big time. So obviously, you're from the Bay too, right? So I mean, we put on for the Bay, right? I mean, I see you show love to like, local kind of Bay Area artists and stuff like that. So talk to me about kind of like your Bay Area roots, man. Like, I mean, are you in the Bay right now, or where you at right now?
yeah, I am. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so my dad, I'll start with my mom's side. Obviously, they came from Iran, and they grew up in this house that I'm at, ever since I was young,
Yeah.
in Saratoga, California.
What's
So
what I call it? That's why I played.
yeah, West Valley. So my
Yeah.
uncle went there. My pops went to West Valley. That's where my parents met. Actually, is that yep, yes sir, West Valley. So,
Good.
uh, yeah, man, they're out here. I was going to middle school and stuff out here just because it was a lot better. And I had more guidance out here. My dad's side there, they started out in East Palo Alto, East Menlo area. Obviously, a lot worse place than Saratoga.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you're from the Bay, you know where that is. So, yeah, and then they moved to Palo Alto to some low income, housing or apartments. So they kind of, but on the weekends we always were at church in East Palo Alto. So being able to, I always tell people I kind of live like two lives in one. You know what I'm saying? Like one day, one week I'm in Saratoga, not worrying about a thing, and around all these rich kids and privileged kids, and then the next week I'm in Palo Alto, East Palo Alto, and I'm freaking with some of the ghettoest kids that I've known to this day. So it's like I just kind of, what I did was take both from the goods and bads from both sides and kind of mold it into who I am today, and I'm thankful for that because I feel like I can interact and get along with any crowd, if that makes sense. As far as the Bay Area, I'm super prideful about it. Everybody knows I'm from the Bay Area, even people when I'm in Oregon, everyone knows, all my tattoos got a bunch of Bay Area freeway signs and city signs and all that. I'm super prideful where I'm from. All I really listen to is old school Bay Area rap, Kick the Sneak, E40, Too Short. Those are all Mac Dre. Those are all my guys, so that's what I grew up on. So super prideful about it. And I love it. I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else. So yeah.
Big facts, man. We do like Mac Dre. We do it for the Bay, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man, shit. No, for real though. Being from the Bay. There's something associated with it. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a Bay Area kid at heart. Only reason I'm a Lakers fan is because when I grew up in high school, when I was growing up, as a teenager in the 2000s, the Warriors were so sorry, except for the 2007 We Believe team, that all I had to watch was Kobe,
Yeah,
and
I remember when it was, bro, them tickets were like, they should be free at Safeway.
yeah, this is free, bro. You heard what I'm talking about? Free tickets at Safeway, G. Shit.
No, I remember for sure.
Yeah. No, it's almost like this Warriors team ain't the same team. You know what I'm saying? It's like a completely different team, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nice. No, I love, Davis and Monte Ellis, all them dudes. I love watching them. They were exciting. But it was dope when we had our little run, But Lakers, it seemed like Lakers and the Nets, right? I don't really watch too much basketball, but it seems like Lakers are doing it. So props to y'all,
Appreciate it. Yeah. No, for real though, it looks like Lakers and Nets, and I'm hoping Lakers kind of we win a skid right now, but I'm hoping we can get it together. We'll see.
For sure.
So. Yeah, so obviously, kind of, you mentioned kind of Saratoga, Menlo, and me too. Like San Jose College, right? I had teammates who were from East Palo Alto, and even at West Valley, I also had teammates from East Palo Alto. So we both kind of experienced what it's like, the difference between being like in like a nice kind of posh area versus like guys coming from those areas. And obviously, which high school did you go to? Saratoga High, or did you go to a different high school?
I went to St. Francis.
St. Francis, okay.
Yeah,
in San Francisco?
The one in it's in near Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View.
Oh, okay.
El Camino Hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So how was it like for you going to high school there? When you started off, because I think they're a private school, right?
Yeah, they are. So
yeah.
It was different at first. Now I'm super thankful. I'm connected with all the alumni, and they've done such a great job with helping me with my career and things like that. So, but at first I was kind of, it was just weird. I had to wear uniforms, and I could, I had to cut my hair a certain way, and I just, I didn't think it was strict, but it was just different. I went to public school my whole life. At first, it was cool. I was just kind of got some getting used to, and then as I got used to it, I loved it. It was awesome. We run a freaking power eye offense, so I wasn't complaining. I got the ball a bunch of times,
Yeah.
so running eye backs and all that. So all that pro style stuff. So I was like, hey man, I don't, football wise, I wasn't complaining. There was nothing really, I don't have really anything bad to say about St. Francis. I enjoyed my career there. It was great. Other than that, yeah, no, it was cool. I met some great people, got a lot of dope alumni. I really want to be a sports agent when I grew up. So they got a couple alumni that are sports agents with some big time agencies. So I've been able to connect with them and do all that because of St. Francis, and my coach, our head coach at the time, he's still there, Cal Conio. He's helped a lot. So yeah, man, I can't complain about St. Francis. I'm super thankful for them.
So when you started off your freshman season over there, were you a running back off the bat, or what position were you?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was playing like some outside backer a little bit.
Okay.
I always wanted to play running back. I probably should be playing defense still, but there's just something about running back. I love it,
Yeah.
And yeah, they started me off at outside backer, and I think we lost our first game. And then I asked, can I play some running back? Because I was playing outside backer, but I was returning kicks. So I was doing well at that. So obviously I was like, let me just run the ball. And then from there, it just stuck. And I think we were like me and two other dudes. We were like the first freshmen to ever play on varsity in St. Francis history, I guess. So that was pretty cool. And then other than that, in my sophomore year, I had shoulder surgery. I got hurt from rugby. So I had to get out. Yeah, my mom was not happy about that. But yeah, and then I just kept playing running back. And then junior year, it was kind of like my redemption year. I sat out a whole year. I was, pissed off, and I started just kind of sending out emails with my film and just things about myself, a general email to all these coaches, and then it just started blowing up after my junior year. Like 30 plus offers, just a bunch of places just coming in, and it was a blessing, at such a young age to be able to have that many options was pretty dope. It was cool.
100%. Talk to me about that process. When you're basically being recruited now, all these offers, kind of
Yeah.
what's it like? Because you are, like you said, you are so young and you are kind of trying to navigate. Talking about your experience.
Yeah, it was stressful. At first it was really cool. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting these offers. These big time college coaches are calling me. It's kind of your first, I guess, process of doing like interviews. I was talking to all these, reporters about talking about my recruiting process and narrowing my schools, and the visits were cool. It was super dope, especially the official visits. They love you down, man. It's like you get free food, just a bunch of stuff and gear, like everything, So it's like, it was super cool. But, as it came to decision time, it was pretty stressful. I narrowed my schools down. And, I ended up choosing Oregon just because Oregon's always been my dream school. But, I loved my career there too. It was awesome. I had a great career. And now I have a chance to kind of relive that recruiting process again as soon as I enter the transfer portal. A bunch of schools start hitting me up again, and I'm like, whoa, this is like deja vu. Like, I feel like, this is happening all over again. But I narrowed it down to Boise, and I'm excited with my choice. I don't regret it, and just like I didn't regret my choice in high school, so I'm excited.
100%. What was your most memorable moment for your high school career?
Most memorable moment. So, do you know Bellarmine High School?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So Bellarmine and St. Francis are like huge rivals.
Yeah.
Big time. Called the Holy War. There's thousands of people that come to that game. For a high school game, that's impressive.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
So we played them, and I think we didn't beat them for 11 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, they was handing it to us for
Ew.
sure. And I guess we broke the streak. That was probably my most memorable moment. Just because I applied there, and they denied me. Actually, that was the only school I applied to. Yeah,
Really?
Bellarmine. I really wanted to go, and it was kind of just like a payback game, not only for myself but just all the alumni before. It's frustrating. I know it's just a high school football game, but it's deeper than that, bro. Like,
Yes, sir.
got people getting pissed off. So to be able to provide that moment for the coaches and my family and all the fans was dope, and even for myself. But that was probably my most memorable moment, just because I was just I was low key going off too, just to be able to and it was the same coaches that were there when I got denied, so to be able to run all over them and stare at them at the sideline was dope.
Kind of dope, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. For me, I think my biggest moment for my JUCO career, because I wasn't able to play high school because my grades. It was when we got to play against Chabot at Sarah, and so we played against Chabot. Even though we lost, I still the reason why, because the coach said that you have no film, it's gonna be very difficult for you to play football, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, just give me a shot, man. And then I basically went to West Valley, and we got our ass whooped, but hey, I was able to kind of, like you said, go off, lay it out on the field. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
that's what resonated with me. And obviously, like I said, it's a JUCO game, it's a high school game. It don't matter. I mean, it matters to us because of what the story behind the actual game is. You know what I mean? Like, when you have that motivation, you're gonna go 110. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna take no days off, no plays off. You're just gonna run. You feel me? So
Yeah. No, for sure.
big
That's
time.
what's up, bro. That's a cool little testimony right there. Got
Yeah,
your shot.
Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, and same thing with you. And I was remember I talked to Adam. Adam, when we were training them right before my SaberCats trial. Before the SaberCats folded, they used to have the SaberCats, right? And that's where I had my first shot in the Arena League. Basically, he was like, I was training them. he basically said like, oh yeah, he's like Junipero Sarah, he wanted to go there, but they said, oh no, we're too loaded, we can't take you. So what did he do when he went to Millbrae, and he balled out, and then like you know what I mean, then he was able to get SJSU straight out. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. Yeah, he's
yeah,
winning the state for shot put and all that. That fool was
yeah.
crazy.
It's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, it's because his dad obviously, has the genetics, because the dad's like a track, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure.
yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, obviously, yeah, man. I mean, that's actually a really good memory. I mean, to kind of show up and show out against a team that was just pass up on you. Now,
Exactly.
obviously, now, and what was your transition like going from St. Francis to Oregon? Because I mean, Oregon's like you know what I mean? So talking about that.
Yeah, no, Oregon's a powerhouse. You're right. It's
Yeah.
Oregon, University of Oregon. My transition wasn't really hard at all. I redshirted at first. I trained really well in high school, so I felt like training wise, I was able to keep up. It was just different because there was a lot of guys who've been doing college training for a while, so everybody was a lot stronger, but I got used to it. As far as moving wise, like I wasn't really too homesick at all. I was just excited. I got to be able to come in and represent and wear that O, which is huge. That's something I've always wanted to do. You come in, you get that gear, all that gear, it hypes you up. But I'm not gonna lie, my first fall camp, man, that was hard. I think it's hard for every freshman. It's just a lot. It's so much football and so much meetings, and it's super, rigorous on your mental and your physical health. It's just like it's wild. So that was probably the hardest thing. But other than that, I enjoyed it. I got to I had a mentor there. He was the senior running back. He came back. He's a star running back, guy named Royce Freeman. I don't know if you heard of him. He plays for the Broncos now, so he's pretty big time. So to be able to, go in right away, and I sat next to him in all the meetings, he took me under his wing to be able to just be a 18, 17-year-old kid to, learn from pretty much one of the best running backs in the nation was huge, which was super cool. So that made my transition super easy. Sorry. And he knows it too. I always give it credit to him that he made it super easy for me, and then from there on, it was dope. You kind of get into a certain routine when it's in college. It seems very repetitive, if that makes sense at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just got to stick through it and go hard at the times when it seems most repetitive and boring,
Yeah.
So that was my whole thing. That's my advice for a lot of kids from going from high school to college. But yeah, it was a tough, but not impossible. Something that was like the hardest thing in my life, if that
Yeah.
made sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense. Obviously,
Yeah.
like, for me, I mean, I look at it at a much smaller scale from high school. For me, not playing high school, going to JUCO straight out. I mean, James Jones from the Packers is there. My first day of practice, I'm like, what the fuck did I get myself into? There's an NFL receiver on my practice field. Is this the standard? Like, I've never played before. I'm like this skinny little 135-pound uncoordinated ass kid trying to learn how to play wideout. And I mean, obviously, I just kept grinding. But like you said, it's just it's good because when you go through kind of the grind, you go through that, it kind of builds you a little bit to make you feel, all right, I can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I feel like it helps you a lot with life in general when you're able to overcome things like that. Such adversity, especially you being that size and weight. You feel like you can do anything. If it's in the freaking tech world, if it's in anything, I can overcome that. So
Big facts. Exactly.
that's why I think football is such a great sport, or sports in general. Teaches you
Yeah.
how to handle adversity and overcome a lot of, I guess, hardships and obstacles. So I'm very thankful for the sport. I'm sure you are too.
Big time, bro. Big time. And I love what you said just right now about kind of like how, like, you translated not just to, football, but the real world. Like, obviously my field in IT now, I mean, it's so much, all the lessons, like, thick skin, kind of teamwork, like, kind of, humbling yourself, speak only when spoken to. Like, these are the types of things that apply in everyday life. Like, it helps you be so much more successful, and I think, and I mean, and no disrespect to any other team sport, right? I'm just saying, for me and my experience, I think football is like the ultimate sport when we talk about applying to business world, because your strategy, everything involved with it, you know what I mean? There's no other sport that'll give you that, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
no, you're right. No, I agree with you. I think you got 11 people on the field. They all got to work together in what, 2 to 4 seconds at most,
Yeah.
and it has to be perfect. Everyone has to do their job and able for the play to work, or at least 90% of the people. So I think it creates some type of bond, and especially how much we work out with each other and how many people are. I feel like, what is it besides rugby maybe, but has like the most people on the field at once, like
Yeah.
basketball, 5-on-5, like 11-on-11. That's a lot. That's a lot of bodies flying around, a lot of directions to be followed. So
Yeah.
like you got to be almost damn near perfect for the play to work. So no, I agree with you. You learn a lot of things. It was simple things of taking your hat off, like indoor, like like they would enforce rules on us, like take your hat off, or when you go into a business setting, or tuck your shirt in, or things like that. It's just a bunch of little things that I learned. I mean, I already knew it. I wouldn't say I learned, but I practiced a lot, at that level, and that type of culture that was built in when I was at the University of Oregon. So no, I totally agree of what you're saying, man. Football is the ultimate team sport, and even with raising children too, it'll help you. You're going to go through hard times, and you got to be able to work well with your spouse, and as a team to damn near have a perfect play, right? And have
Yeah.
a freaking excellent child. You got to work together for that. It doesn't in one person, they've done it before, but it works better when there's two. It's a team, team sport. You want to go far, go together. Want to go fast, just go alone. So I'd rather go further than fast.
Big time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and the marathon continues.
Amen. So
Amen.
yeah, man. No, you're right.
Big time. Obviously, kind of with you and kind of Oregon. I mean, obviously, you mentioned Royce Freeman. Would you say that there's any player like Royce or anyone else who really had like a profound impact? You obviously mentioned your defensive coordinator and the staff and the players that kind of went with that drove your decision to transfer. But kind of when you first started there, I mean, obviously you were paired with Royce your freshman year. Was there anyone else who really left a profound impact on you?
Yeah. I mean, as far as Royce, I feel like it was just more of a big brother type.
Yeah.
Just kind of showing me the ropes.
Yeah.
And then there was just a couple guys that it was just different people I'd harp on, just kind of watching them. There's a guy named Shane Lemieux. He plays for the Giants right now. He's their starting guard, I believe.
Yep.
He was there. Kind of seeing his hard work. Just I would kind of just pick things from different people. Got a guy named Troy Dye as a linebacker for the Vikings right now. Just to be able, he was always very loose, goofy, laughing, but very hardworking. So to be able to see him have fun but work super hard, a lot of people think like, oh, you got to be serious all the time and lift weights and this and that. But no, you can have fun, listen to some music. It's a game for a reason. It's where did everyone start off playing football? Is in their backyard or on the street as a game.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's always a game. You always got to have fun. So just to be able to learn that from him, and then obviously Justin Herbert, huge Chargers quarter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my dog right there. He's a super dope dude. Just to be able to see where he came from, super low ranked, underrated, underdog, and kind of just like nobody really just kind of just canceled him out, and to be able to carve his name into history as arguably the best rookie quarterback ever, right? Or one of,
Yes, sir.
is huge. And he came from Eugene, Oregon, which is a super small town, is where the University of Oregon is. So to be a hometown kid and represent for your team, that's huge. So just to see him, build himself up through that process was pretty dope. Just kind of gave me hope of, going to the league and things like that, as long as you put your mind to it. It sounds cliche and you work hard, but you can do it. It's possible. As long as you think and and you feel you can do it, it's there. So to see him do that was cool. So that's someone who really inspired me just off his actions. Just to see him work his way up the ladder it was what inspired me. So those guys kind of had their impact, and a lot of people have, but those are kind of some of the main guys for sure.
100%. And obviously, kind of it's good to kind of recognize who and why, right? And kind of the fact that not everyone's going to be a 5-star prospect, or like you said, like not everyone's going to be born into like an NFL lineage type of background. And like you said, because kind of your background too, like basically coming East Palo Alto, then you move to Saratoga, you got the best of both worlds, right? I mean, there's one of the best players who I can test my college teammates who came from East Palo Alto or East Side Oakland or wherever they came from, right? They end up becoming some of the best players, at the collegiate level or wherever. And obviously you playing with the guys who made the NFL, right? I mean, it's just like, it's really great to see how football unites people from so many different backgrounds, and yet we're all able to kind of come together for a collective goal, and we're able to kind of, enable each other's success.
Exactly. No, for sure. 100%.
100%. So, obviously, yeah. I mean, Justin Herbert, these guys, man, those are some great, great. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, you got some ballers, including yourself. So,
Yeah,
who?
surrounded by greatness, man.
Yeah, man, you're surrounded by greatness. You know, so greatness breeds greatness. Talk to me about kind of what you think the biggest lessons you've learned so far, you know, throughout your college career, throughout your teammates and coaches. Obviously, Coach Cristobal, you know, was I guess he was. I mean, did he have Coach Cristobal? Did he have profound impact on you to kind of, you know, come to Oregon, or was it just because Oregon was your dream school and kind of because Coach Cristobal also has a pretty good resume as a collegiate football player, winning national championship at the U. So talking about that.
Yeah, no, Chris Paul's he's dope. You know, nothing respect for him. At the time, he was just the O line coach. Willie Taggart was there,
Okay,
the
Taggart.
head
Yeah,
coach.
yeah,
But out of all the guys, Chris Paul was super cool with him, and he was just very open when he came here, and was talking to my family on the home visit, and they all were. But Chris Paul kind of stood out the most when it came to that aspect. Um, but really, I mean, Chris Paul is honestly, I think he's one of he's a great coach. He's awesome. He's his resume is dope, like you said, in his collegiate career. But just as a recruiter, I mean, some of the guys he's brought in, some big time guys, and to be able to get the top players from California every year and steal them from USC and UCLA, especially USC, is big time. You got to be doing something pretty special to do that. So, um, what was the original question? Sorry, I
the
didn't.
original question was kind of like, you know, being surrounded by greatness, kind of what lessons have you learned, kind of, I mean, whatever it can be anything, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like
No, you
talking about.
brought a crystal on and just automatically like I'm
Yeah, exactly,
you
yeah,
know.
absolutely, no, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's dope. But yeah, no, some lessons I've learned is go somewhere you're most wanted, if that makes sense.
Yep,
Um,
yep,
you know,
yep, big time.
there was a lot of schools that, including Boise, I felt like that wanted me a bit more.
Yeah,
Just because we had a lot of running backs already at Oregon, and
yeah,
I was hard headed as a youngin, so I wanted to prove things wrong and go somewhere. And Oregon's known for their little speedy backs and the quickness. So I wanted to change the narrative. I know LeGarrette Blount did it, so I was like, hey, let me try.
yeah.
Um, but anyways, yeah, just go somewhere you're most wanted, where everything's genuine. Not saying it wasn't like that at Oregon at all. Um, but yeah, just where coaches want you. But a big thing I learned too is my first year the coaching staff left. So go to a college where it's not about the coaching staff. Can you picture yourself at that school without that coaching staff? That's a big thing that I always told myself in high school, and it came to life. It's
Yeah.
after my first year, Willie Tiger bounced to Florida State, so that was a big thing. And just have fun, and a big thing too is find edges. Find any little edge you can do. If it's doing one extra rep, if it's watching a little extra film, surrounding yourself with big time players, and just kind of migrating towards the leaders of the team and shadowing everything they do. Any edges in life, it's all going to add up, all those little things sooner or later. So that's kind of what I've learned in my advice as well. Find edges, have fun, and go somewhere you're most wanted for sure.
100%. And I think obviously what your point right there is a very important one, because when I was coaching kids at varsity at Whitney High School a couple years ago, a lot of kids we also had recruiters come out, right? You know, scouting our guys, right? And it would just be like, oh right, yeah, the big name, the big school, like you said, those would be kind of the shiny car, right? The shiny car. Go for the shiniest car, right? But ultimately, you gotta go for, like you said, the team that wants you the most and the team that fits your style of play and will give you
Exactly.
the most opportunities. You know what I mean?
Sure, 100%. No, you're right.
So yeah.
Very true. It's very
And so
true.
obviously talk. I mean, with you, obviously you had 30 offers. You decided to go Oregon because you wanted to go there and prove people wrong about kind of the speed back and be like big bruiser. But obviously, I mean, it's also because Oregon was your dream school too. But I think also kind of, with the kids who I coach, I mean, some of them end up transferring. Even my college teammates back to over a decade ago, like they go to a school like one of my teammates, he now coaches at De Anza, John Marquez. He was basically he was at HBCU and then he transferred Tiffin because the scheme was basically it was RPO heavy, right? So he's
Yeah,
not going to get the same opportunities, as a tight end that he would get, in a I guess a pass first type of offense, right? So obviously, like I think your point's very important because a lot of kids, whoever's listening to this, basically you need to understand that, yeah, of course you might get the biggest offer, you just want to jump on the D1 offer, right? But really consider kind of how is it going to enable your success as an athlete.
exactly.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I've seen guys make it out of D2 and
Right.
wherever, Kurt Warner's bagging groceries a couple weeks before his tryout, so it's like,
Arena, baby. Come on,
yeah,
give that shout out, baby.
yeah.
Go.
So,
Yeah.
so it's like, you can make it from anywhere, just wherever the scheme fits, like you said, and whatever wants you. Yeah, the AFA up. I used to watch that when I was younger all the
Oh,
time.
you make me feel old, bro.
Favorite, favorite catch, man. I've been to a few games too when they was up and rocking. It was dope, man. It was dope to see people get hit into that wall for sure.
It wasn't fun though.
I bet. So what position were you playing at when you were playing arena?
Slot.
Yeah, that's why I said the 81. I could tell. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. I chose 81 at my senior year. After my senior year of high school, I wasn't playing high school. I walked on a JUCO my freshman year because 07, that was the year the Patriots went 16-0. Randy Moss, who my favorite player, and he was 81. What was your reason to pick 33?
Yeah, 33 reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was 3 in high school. I just liked 3.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just stuck to me. And we weren't allowed to have single digits at the time if you're incoming freshman.
Yeah.
So they gave me 33. That's really the main reason why. And then I kind of just started picking reasons, why I liked it. But I also, it's weird. Every time I would look at the clock, it'd be like 5:33 or 3:33. Like I just see threes everywhere. So it stuck, I don't really have a specific reason. I actually switched numbers. I'll announce it soon, but
Oh, it's coming up, baby.
yeah, I got a new number. I left at 33. So I've been rocking with it for 3 to 4 years. It was dope. Love it. I definitely don't mind wearing it in the league again for sure. But just new start, wanted a new number. So yeah, but 33, no specific reason. It was kind of given to me, and I've kind of just thought of little reasons to fall in love with it.
100%. Yeah, obviously, like, man, and like you said, like, it's a number, right? But we all have our reasons as to why. You know what I mean? For me, it was just Randy Moss, my hero, and then a couple years ago, I basically announced like I wore my throwback West Valley jersey. I'm like the 2 greatest Vikings receivers of all time: West Valley Vikings 81 Austin Foley and Minnesota Vikings number 84 Randy Moss. And then the next day, I look and it says Happy Birthday Randy G Moss. I'm like, what?
Whoa, that's crazy.
Bro, I'm gonna send you the post after we're done here, so that way you can see yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just. I was like, what the fuck, G Randy fucking Moss, boy. I'm like, damn, you made it.
You got Moss, man.
You got Moss. I went like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shit. But yeah, no, man, 100%. I like what you said because, it's not. I mean, the number is a number, right? You just get it, you run with it. Ultimately, I think, especially, I feel like people. Numbers are special for a reason, right? But ultimately, you got to also understand that there's 52 other guys, or 70 plus other guys, 100 plus other guys on your team. You know what I mean? You're not gonna always be able to pick whatever number you want. Just, you know what I mean? Just be humble and earn it.
Exactly. Unless your last name's Ocho Cinco, but other than that, yeah, no, you're right.
Bro, I saw Ocho Cinco sign the autographs recently. They basically gave him like a jersey, right? And just like they see like and it's like I'm like, how does he do that shit so fast, bro? I'm like, damn.
Bro. That's years of practice.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because when in my JUCO years, because obviously I play receiver. Well, one of my teams is a running back. He was like, anytime I say something like ludicrous, I'm like, Andre Johnson ain't the best in the league. He'd always be like, child, please. He'd be like, child, please. Like, child, please.
Child, please. Yep, that's the thing. Shout out to Cinco. That's funny, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love him, bro. I love because obviously I'm a receiver, but I love Ojo Cinco because he embodied kind of like the over the top personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the swag, the everything. Just I guess the cockiness too, just the confidence. And just being able to, 85 is always open. So
If I was open, and he's like, "What's that? Stand right here.
Yeah.
Stand right here."
Exactly. There's about 3 things certain in life: is taxes, death, and 85 is always open or something. He always used to say that. So
yeah.
his confidence and how much fun he had, in the game was dope. I've always loved Ocho Cinco. He'd rock the grills and in the game, and he's dope. He's definitely one of a kind.
He definitely is. So yeah. What was your favorite moment at Oregon?
Man, I've mentioned this too before. It was we were playing Cal at Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. Area team. Grew up watching them. It's always personal.
Yes,
It's always
sir.
personal when I'm playing a Bay Area team. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Say that.
yeah, we're playing Cal. We're driving in. We're close to the red zone, and it was a pass play, and they had a guy named Evan Weaver. He was like a All American linebacker, whatever the attributes he had. Good player. Um, he came up the middle, and to be able to, I picked up the block and just blocked for him. And I remember I hit him, and we both fell to the floor. And then I look up, and I just see Herbert just take off, just running down the field. And that's the kind of the first time. Because when you're playing, you don't notice the crowd, but that's kind of like when it hit me. Because I was just watching Herbert, and I just hear the crowd, like, just
Yeah.
rise, like noise of the crowd just rising super high, raising super high. So it's like, I was just like, man, this is dope. And to be able to just, block for him, that's, I was blocking for what, $28.9 million. So, like, to block for the rookie of the year, it was just all that, just all kind of, because I always knew for a fact what he was going to be. He had a lot of criticism, but just to see that and to be able to block for him and hear the crowd, that was kind of like a surreal moment. Just all that hard work, just put in to be able to watch my teammates succeed off a play, off a hit that I had to take, and to protect them. So that was pretty cool. It was just like it was a dope moment, so that was probably my most memorable moment, football wise. Obviously it was cool scoring touchdowns and, jumping over people and making, running people over, making them, doing all that stuff, running the ball. But just to be able to block for Justin and help out that O line that we had that year was probably my most memorable moment.
You just basically jolted my own memory from my own basically playing career. Let me see if you can you read that.
Special teams. I
Player
love
of the
special teams, man.
Yes, sir.
Special people who play special teams, bro.
Yes, sir.
I
Appreciate
always
it.
do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I was a gunner. So basically, with the gunner, you always have to get after the return man. And obviously on kickoff return, that would be the jammer blocking for my return man. So you can
Yeah.
either, get an open lane. I remember my favorite play was in the conference championship game. This is back in 2012 in AFF, and also 2018, with the Chicago Falcons, rain team over there in Chicago. Basically, I block, and dude runs me over, but I'm able to kind of bring him down, with me. So he didn't really, he ran me over, like we both went down. But then the moment I look up, my boy is 36 yards up the field. Yeah,
Exactly.
like you said, the crowd. I'm like, why? Like 10,000 people just like on their feet in like a packed arena. You're just like, whoa, like and like you said, just when you kind of hear the elevation and what your impact had for your teammate and seeing them succeed, there's no feeling like
Yeah,
yeah,
there's no feeling like it. You're right. And that's why it was just so dope. Like, oh yeah, cool. I scored a tug, but you're just kind of in the moment. When you score the touchdown, you don't really hear the crowd. You're just excited. But when you're out of the moment, it's not really on you, but it's your boy and someone you're close with is like, damn, like, you're kind of just like, the crowd is just all yelling at him and you're like, damn, so that's what it's like, when I'm in the game and I score a touchdown or whatever. So it was, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying for sure.
100%, because you just said that was your favorite moment. That was my favorite moment. You know what I mean? Because it's all about the dirty work. Because blocking is not a stat, but it doesn't matter because ultimately what you're able to blocking is, in my opinion, the most fundamental part of football. Because a receiver, my coach used to say all this whole time, a receiver who can block is more valuable than a receiver who can catch. So that's why I focus on learning how to block. Because I may not always be the number one option. I may not be number 2, 3, whatever. I may just be a decoy, or I may just have to block, right? But
Yeah.
it's money. It's money if I'm able to block, because if I'm able to tell my teammate, whether it's my running back, whether it's whoever, get an open lane or basically be able to cut up the field, if it results in positive chunk net yardage for my team, we're winning. And I don't give a fuck. I want to win. I
Yeah.
don't care about nothing else. You know what I mean? So
Very true.
very true. You know what I mean, and you're the same way. I can tell. I mean, you're literally, because you just said, like you said, you have so many. You can say, oh yeah, when I hurdle dude, when I fucking scored two, 3 tutties in the game, when I had 100 plus. Nah, I mean, you're the same way. Setting up someone for success makes you feel so much better, because that makes you understand. Because football is the ultimate team sport, like we talked about earlier in the podcast, right? It's the ultimate team sport in the sense that it teaches you life lessons, and it makes you. It just enables everyone. It makes everyone around you better. You know what I mean? Like, so, anyways.
Yeah.
Hell
You're
yeah.
right.
Hell fucking yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I mean, I get hyped. I'm just like, 'cause I think about it, like, oh my god, like, because I mean,
Hard
even
not
in the
to.
moment, what's up?
It's hard not to, man. It's
It,
just
you know what I mean, bro? Because like when you think about it, you're just like, like I said, in the moment, it's like, oh wow, cool. But then it's like you think about, damn, like, oh shit, like I was a result. That was a result of me sacrificing myself. You know,
there's no better feeling.
no better feeling. And I
You're right.
bet you also won a lot of games, like some bowl games too at Oregon. So I mean,
Yeah,
none of those.
Rose Bowl, couple bowl games. Like, yeah, man, it's had a lot of Pac-12 championship. It's just like it's dope to be able to experience all that. You don't really realize how big of a deal it is, until even to this day. I'm kind of like, yeah, cool, I run a Rose Bowl, but I mean, I guess to a lot of people, it's like, bro, that's huge. Like
Yeah.
that's the granddaddy of them all bowl games in college football, like Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I'm thankful for Oregon. It taught me how to win. I've always been on winning teams growing up, but just to be able to win a big time game like that just makes me hungrier now. I want a Super Bowl now. So it's like I want something bigger. I want it as big as it gets, and that's a big motivation of why I'm working so hard. In this off season, just to be able to experience that one day for my family as well.
100%. So I mean, because you mentioned kind of being a sports agent, but I think your eyes are set on the league.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
for sure.
yeah,
If and after, I'm not gonna say if it doesn't work out, because it will work out.
yeah,
Um,
self belief,
but
baby. Mhm.
but yeah, after I'm done, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to stay in the game,
Yeah,
and guide a lot of young talent, and just kind of guide them in the right path and help them and do the right thing. But I'm still, somewhat involved with the game of football, just because the game of football has provided so much for me. So, that's what I want to do, is provide back. And own, and then one day, I'll work as an agent, and then after that, own my own agency and be able to, scout out talent of agents and the right people who, the right type of agents, so they can do what I did previously and guide these kids the right way. So, yeah, that's the end goal. When it's all said and done, can't forget stocks.
yeah, you can't forget.
Yeah, stocks too.
No, 100%, G, because it's like, even for me, because like your playing career isn't gonna be forever. You know what I mean? I played for what, almost like 7 years in the Arena League. Off and on. Different teams, like 3 to 4 teams, between. So it's like, but then when it ends, it ends. Obviously you're gonna go to that, so you're gonna reach the pinnacle. So I mean, and rightfully so. And pretty much for you, obviously, the average career maybe about 4 or 5 years, but you probably will last for over a decade. Because if your will is I can tell your will is what's going to carry you over the
Appreciate
hump.
that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Hell
100%,
yeah, man. Especially at
100%.
running back, man. Doesn't last long, but I want to be the next Frank Gore for sure.
Yes, sir, Frank Gore, baby. Hey, are you a Niners fan?
I'm not actually, bro.
Ah,
Yeah,
Cyrus, boy. God, you killing me, G. Go ahead.
that's
Who's your team?
my family, Raiders and Niners fans, and I've always liked to be the different kid. I've
Which
always
is
wanted to be different. When I was younger, I liked the Panthers.
Panthers. Okay, cool.
I just liked their colors. It kind of stuck with me. Um, but now as I get older and I'm closer to potentially being on one of those teams, or being on one of those teams, is I kind of don't really have a favorite team anymore. My favorite
Yeah,
team will be whoever gives me a chance.
100%. It's funny because for me, it's like, even though I didn't get to play in the league, since I've been able to play and make relationships with all the players who play on different teams, it's like I'm an Irish fan, but it's like I cheer for my boy. I cheer for,
Yeah.
like, I just love watching football. It's like I watched Super Bowl. I loved it because I love defensive games, and I'm and like I don't know. But you obviously you're gonna be, like you said, you're gonna be on a team. So whatever team drafts you, you're gonna basically be committed to that team. That's gonna be your team. But basically, obviously, like for me, it's like even though I didn't play, it's like I've loved for two people who play for the Seahawks, and I'm like
Yeah.
I've lost Seahawks players now who are friends with me. So
Yeah.
and like if you're a Niners fan, you can't be fucking with the Seahawks, but
Yeah.
I fuck with the Seahawks because
Yeah,
it's just like,
no, heavy,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Yeah.
This was dope. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Bro,
cool.
I'm just like, I don't know, G, like I like what you said resonated with me because like football's football. It's like even for you, obviously, because you're going to the NFL, but like for me, it's just like, or anyone play pro or anyone play at the high level, high enough level.
Yeah.
Football is football, and if you have guys who play on these teams, you wanna support them, and support their team, however which way you can. And I mean that's the biggest thing. So
For sure. No,
yeah,
you're right. It's huge.
huge. Obviously, I mean your hair basically symbolizes, kind of the Panthers. So
Yeah.
I got I got to give you a shout out for that, bro.
I just never really dyed my hair before, so I was like, why not? Committed to Boise, got the blue, and I'm like, hey, why not do blue?
No, I like it. It's a good look. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it. Yeah, no, I just, I've always felt like I don't, I try to braid it. I just like to try different things, try to see if I can pull it off. And if not, my hair grows so fast, so it just pull it off and grow right back. So I didn't really care.
That's why you're Middle Eastern, bro. Your hair just keeps growing whenever you just cut it.
Exactly. No, you're right. It's a
Yeah.
blessing and a curse.
It is, bro. Like, oh man. Like, I mean, like this, like literally just like a few days not shaving. Just
Yeah,
like
from
it's
the sea, just right back. But hey, it's all good, At least we have hair.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Big facts.
Nah, for real though.
For real, G. See, obviously, man, it's great to know the football. But talk me outside. Like, what do you do outside football? I know that you're snowboarding. I think Dave yesterday when I hit you up on IG. So,
Yeah, man.
like,
Yeah, I made a promise to myself because I knew I had free time. Yeah, I usually I'm right this time I'm in college lifting and all that, so I can't really go anywhere.
but
But I think since like the second week of January, I've gone snowboarding every weekend
wow.
so far. So I love snowboarding. Been snowboarding since I was super young. My mom took me. Snowboarding's huge. I'm heavy on the games. I love that war zone for sure, man. Man,
COD.
yeah, for sure. Warzone is like, it's my thing. And just video games in general has always been kind of my escape
Yeah.
from reality, and be able to just hop on with the boys and, play games, have fun is huge for me. It's a great stress reliever too. At the same time, I do get stressed out from games though.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
but playing video games, snowboarding. I love fashion. Always been into fashion. I love clothes, shoes, all that type of things, that type of stuff. And then I also too. I got a couple Frenchies. I love my dogs. My dogs are my hobby.
Yeah.
They're really my best friends. They don't talk, but it's just they don't annoy me. So that's what's most important. And they stay loyal. So
100% loyalty,
yeah,
bro.
that's huge, and that's what that's all I need. Is just some type of loyalty. So that's it.
You can't put a price on loyalty. You know what's funny about what you just said about loyalty, and this is what I noticed when I started playing, at post high school. I noticed a lot of dudes. I mean, this is just me talking about my own experiences. Just I noticed a lot of dudes talking and like saying like, oh yeah, this dude's fake. He's lying about everything. Like his
Yeah,
stats are fake. His rings are fake. His whole playing career is fake. I'm like, wait, what? Like, where's all this shit
yeah,
coming from? So I basically had to cut a lot of people off because I just realized that people are just gonna hate. You know what I mean, for whatever reason. And I think loyalty. I mean, whether it's from your teammates, your coach, or stuff like that. I mean, especially when you're an athlete, especially in your position where you're basically going to get to the highest level, you gotta be kind of careful with the company you keep. And I think that's kind of something to kind of really think about.
true, man. Keep that circle small. Feel me? You just gotta, weed through all that fake and negativity. And I've never really had a problem with that, which is nice. I thank my parents the way I was raised to be able to see fake right away and
Hey,
and sense it. So yeah, man, no, you're right. It's crazy how much it's always like at the when you're at the bottom, they doubt you, and then, when you're kind of there on your way in the middle, they kind of ignore you, whatever. You get to the top, they just start to criticize you. So it's like, no matter what, people are always going to hate on you. But hey, if you're not getting hated on, you're not doing, nothing different enough. So, you know what I'm saying? So
big
I,
facts, G.
I'm not going to lie. I look at it as a compliment. I'm like, hey, man, not many people is hating on me right now. I got to step up my game. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, bro. 100%, G. Because I love the fact that I love it because it's like I'm not famous in the sense like I'm not like an NF. You know what I mean? I'm not super famous in any way. Like you have to Google me after you have to meet me. I have to tell you to Google me, right?
Yeah.
Or you have to know my friends like mutually to know who I am. About my playing career. But it's like the people who do like I get like haters almost every day in my inbox, and it makes me happy because I'm like
Yeah,
I
man.
got you feeling some kind of way, huh? You a fan, baby?
Yeah, exactly. I feed off it. I'm like, hey, you took time out of your precious day. Time is something you cannot buy back. You took time out of your day to hate on me. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
That's
it.
that's what's up, man. So
Big
nah, I
facts.
know
Hey,
exactly what you're talking about, bro. Haters
yeah.
is right. Haters is motivators, and whatever they say.
Yes, sir. Haters motivators. You know what I'm saying? So, and at COD, I mean, like, so it sounds like you want to get work. So I got you, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, man.
Yeah. Yeah, COD and like GTA is my go-to. So
Hey, yeah, GTA is fun too, bro. Are you on
yeah,
PC or what are you on?
yeah. I'm on PS. Was it 4? Or
Yeah,
PC? No, yeah. PC, yeah. On PC.
bro, I gotta get that I gotta get on that PC life, man.
What you on right now?
I'm on the PS5.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it. We got them we played in the bowl game, the PlayStation Bowl, so we all got them for free. It's pretty
That's
dope.
what's up. That's what's up. All right,
You can't
go.
complain about a free PS5.
Nah, fuck no, you can't. You take that.
Exactly. I play it every day, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, PS5, and also, I mean, like, cause I'm also a PlayStation guy. So I mean, I had the PS4, so I gotta get the PS5, but like, I switched to PC because it offers me more modalities, and like I got like new gaming, and I got like new gaming laptop, so it makes it easier, you know.
Yeah, I want to definitely get the gaming, all that stuff, the monitor, everything,
Yeah,
just the whole gaming setup, because I guess you can use it for trading stocks too. So
you can. Yes,
yeah,
you can. Yes, you
yeah,
can. Yeah, it's really effective, bro. It's really
yeah.
effective. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go get one. It's like probably like what 1,500, $2,000 for one, but whatever. It's
That's
worth
why
the investment.
that's what I dropped. I dropped 1650.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where at?
Best Buy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do that. It got all the lights on it.
Yep. It lights up. It lights up at night.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like orange and black. So like it becomes like a Halloween type shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's sick. That's dope. Yeah, I gotta go get one for sure.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you can find some deals online, but I mean, if you need any advice, hit me up. I got you. So
Yeah, for sure. No,
yeah.
bro, this was fun. I'm glad we, got to be able to chop it up, especially about some ball. Who doesn't love talking about ball?
Fuck yeah. Yeah. And no,
Thank
I mean, and maybe I don't know if you're free, we can kick it sometime. You let me know.
Yeah, bro. Whenever, bro. I'm in the Bay till like June, so
Okay.
whenever. I know Maya's doing all those little workouts too. We should go head out there and go. Yeah, bro, go out there and give some kids some advice.
I'm thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
I'm real time because here's what I'm about to. I'm about to go to Morocco, and I'm about to have a camp over there because I got invited by some teams over there. So I mean, I'm about to do that. This coming like in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I just had Maya and Nate and Sean, on yesterday, and they're talking about like, yeah, I mean, why don't we bring the show out, on the road? We can have like a college game day type shit for like the camps, just like be able to talk to kids and have like a podcast there. I'm like, yeah, like I'm down for that shit.
Yeah, bro. Anything, bro, to give back to the game, man.
That's exactly
it's huge.
It's huge, bro.
That's dope. But yeah, whenever, I'm with it. You got my contact info. So, but no, this was dope, man. I appreciate it. It was fun.
100%, man. Hey, man. Any closing thoughts for our viewers, listeners?
Shoot, man. Just don't worry about the haters. Let them motivate you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Live life, have fun. Not everything's got to be so serious all the time. But when it's go time, it is.
It's go time, baby. You know what time it is.
Enjoy life. Times are hard right now, but in our world, I guess. But just stay positive, and as long as people can do their part, that's all that matters. So, I'm a big firm believer in that. So, and shoot, what's one more thing? Yeah, bro. And run through somebody's face whenever you get a chance, bro, because that's what I like to do.
Yes, sir. Oh, actually, no, I can't let you go now because I gotta ask you, what are your expectations now for Boise State this coming season?
Yeah, man. I believe, after talking to coaches, and I got to do my part and compete, but I have a lot more reps, and I'll be able to showcase my talents. At Oregon, I was kind of labeled as a bruiser, short yardage goal line back, but I can do a lot. I can go in the slot. I can catch the ball. I never had a problem with that, blocking, all that. So that's what I'm most excited about is I'll finally be able to be unleashed because I haven't been unleashed yet. So only one game, a second half of we played Washington. They let me go, but that wasn't even anything. So I just want to be unleashed, man. I can't wait. Man. I'm so hungry. I just want to be able to ball. That's it.
No,
run through somebody's face, man.
Oh man, I'm hype, G. I'm hype, B. Hey man, it's going up. It's going up big time. So yeah, no, I mean for sure. No, this is dope, bro. And 100%, man, we gonna link up soon. Maybe go to one of the camps and we'll go from there. So you know, make it
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
bro.
Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you too, buddy. Hey, you know,
Sir.
take care.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace.